Hi, it's Jasmine coming to you from my home office. So I'm sitting here in the sunshine, trying to think of what you might find most valuable, what I could bring to you today. I thought about certainty in a very uncertain world. While we can't provide utmost certainty, we can certainly get as close as we can and talk about what we know for sure and what has a large probability of transpiring. So, first, market conditions. Week after week of fervent sales activity has left us with only 417 active listings in all of North Van and about 465 in West Vancouver. So it's extremely slim, as we all know. Sellers have incredible leverage in today's market. Today, buyers want to be the winning bid on their dream home. They want to buy before rates rise, and they want to buy before prices creep even higher. And seller's leverage, if you're a seller, means for you, you also have the opportunity to negotiate the best terms for you in terms of timing for the most part. Listings are low in 9 out of 10 real estate boards in the entire province. So this is not just a Vancouver or North Shore thing. The outlier is Powell River, which has just a smidge more listings than it did year over year, this year to last. So why is this happening? Well, rates are epically low. There's still pandemic nervousness, meaning some people don't want to have others traipsing through their homes, which we understand. And also, thirdly, the gap between the big cities and the outlying areas. Did you know that it nearly costs the same now to buy a detached house in East Vancouver, Burnaby, and South Surrey? There is greater price parity than there ever has been. And it also means that that lifestyle move outside the city, the gap in prices is just continuing to narrow. You used to be able to sell here, put $1 million in your pocket and move to Vancouver Island. It's not that way anymore. So even with rates starting to rise next year, which looks like it's very likely going to happen, it will take quite some time for the inventory to get back to a healthy level. So a market where prices are not even yet falling, but it's stable, is somewhere between 500 and 800 listings in North Vancouver, to give you an idea. So really inventory would have to double or something drastic would have to happen to interest rates before the prices change dramatically. Speaking of interest rates. All right, so we've been reading and hearing a lot about interest rates lately, but remember, market expectation doesn't always mean reality. They're not often the same thing, but we are pretty sure that rates are going to rise. It used to be the Bank of Canada would hint, and now they're kind of shouting from the rooftops. But it is the speed of the rise that causes the most concern, not necessarily just the rise in rates itself. So we hope that this happens on a gradual basis. We've included here a great dialogue with Benjamin Tal, who is the chief economist for CIBC. He's a very even-keeled guy. He's not an extremist in any way. It's a really, really good listen. It's about 8 minutes long, but I encourage you to listen to it because he covers quite a breadth of information there. We also suggest that if you're in the market to refinance or to purchase, that you have a conversation with a knowledgeable mortgage broker about the merits of variable versus fixed interest rates. Super important right now. I'm not the expert. I'm going to put it off to your local mortgage broker. And remember that interest rates in 2017 through 2019 were substantially higher than they are now. So even if rates rise, when you are renewing a 5-year term, it is still possible that you could be paying less interest than before you started. What else did I want to say? Oh, in other news, let's talk cooling off period. You might have heard about the government interference in the marketplace before. Being a student of economics, I find this particularly irksome as I am a firm believer that markets take care of themselves. However, whether you agree with me on that point or not, 3 things come to mind. Number 1, this announcement is pure politics. It doesn't address the real issue. Number 2, the government did not approach anybody in the periphery of our industry for discussion before they made the announcement. And number 3, the efficacy and unintended consequences of this new recession or cooling off period are both questionable. So We here at Bottle Real Estate are all for any measure that protects the public, but it has to protect the entire public, not just a portion of the public. Another three things come to mind. The real issue here and not addressed is this giant lack of inventory that exists basically throughout the province of BC, combined with people really wanting to live here and own here. So while that is not a problem that can be addressed right away, local governments could start making a move in the right direction by making the permit process way less cumbersome. That's number one. Number two, we, along with many, many of our well-respected colleagues throughout the real estate community here on the North Shore, have never suggested to a buyer that they not do their due diligence before writing an offer. Never. Often this can be done in advance of an offer, especially in today's circumstances where it's listing one day, taking offers 6 or 7 days later. You got lots of time in there to do your due diligence, and we highly and strongly encourage that people do that. Thirdly, this proposed policy just creates more and more questions. Will a cooling off period really benefit a buyer? Shouldn't buyers and sellers both have equal rights? What about when the market cools off and buyers are able to use the rescission period to get out of a deal when prices are falling? It's terribly frustrating. But we've included here a LinkedIn post from a local lawyer, Kenneth Padser, who sees it very clearly and has outlined how he sees it, and really from a wide out perspective. So I suggest you have a read. It's about 2 minutes long. So in summary, low inventory. If you are a potential seller, you want to capture all the leverage that you can in this market. You have a place to go or a plan B and you can rent for a while. Now is a great time to list. Rising rates. For buyers wanting to take advantage of rates before they rise, which is almost certain at this point, push yourself to get in within reason, so you're not a slave to your mortgage. You won't regret it if it's a long-term decision. Buyers or homeowners, also speaking of rates, buyers or homeowners that are looking to finance or refinance, have a chat with a local mortgage broker who knows what they're doing to talk about the merits of variable versus fixed interest rates. If you don't have somebody that you can rely on, we have lots of people that are very, very good and happy to pass on some names to you. Cooling off period, if you're concerned about it, phone me. I have way more to tell you, or read the article here by Kenneth Padser, lawyer, local lawyer. And finally, market timing. Spring is always our busiest time. That means the greatest activity in both listings and sales. So if you're unsure about selling or buying now, spring should provide good opportunity for both buyers, because inventory should rise a little bit, and sellers. There'll still be lots of buyers in the market. This might have been a little bit long, but thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate your time and we love to chat with you. So if you have any questions, please give me a call. Take care.